Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Monday weekly briefing for Central North Carolina, covering the period from today, August 26th, to Sunday, September 1st. I am meteorologist Jimmy Danko, and we will start by looking at the upcoming weather pattern for the area over the next week. It looks pretty quiet to start. We have high pressure that will be shifting offshore today, and that will bring dry conditions mainly and increasing temperatures to the area for today and tomorrow. Highs today will be in the upper 80s to lower 90s, increasing to lower to mid 90s tomorrow. And this is above normal for this time of year. But the heat really kicks in on Wednesday and Thursday, and the humidity will be on the increase as well. Highs will be in the mid to upper 90s, and heat indices will reach the upper 90s to 105 on those days. As far as precipitation, again, it looks pretty dry through Wednesday. And then by Thursday through the weekend, that high starts to weaken, and we get some an upper disturbance that may give us some showers and storms on Thursday afternoon and evening, and that actually could result in some locally heavy rainfall. And then a cold front will start to approach on Friday from the Midwest. There's also this like backdoor front that tries to sink south as high pressure builds down from New England. It doesn't look like the actual front gets this far south, but it may get close. So Friday could have some isolated to widely scattered showers and storms, especially across the north. And then this weekend with this cold front that's approaching from the Midwest, we'll have more chances for scattered showers and storms. It doesn't look like a total washout, but there will be at least diurnal convection chances each day from Thursday onward. Looking at accumulated rainfall forecasts for the next 5 days. Again, through Wednesday, it looks pretty dry. Can't completely rule out maybe a shower across the Northeast tomorrow and Wednesday, but overall it looks dry. And then by Thursday, that's when, as I mentioned, this upper disturbance may give us some decent rainfall, especially across the eastern areas, it looks like, with forecast rainfall amounts in the generally quarter to half-inch range across the west and up to a half-inch to an inch in the east. And locally higher amounts are possible. And then Friday starts to, the rainfall amounts don't look quite as heavy, but still a quarter to half an inch on average. So the 5-day totals are generally in the quarter to half-inch range, except half-inch to an inch across the south and east. So there's no excessive rainfall concerns at all from today through Wednesday. We're not really expecting any rain on those days. But then by Thursday, we start to get, as I mentioned, a chance for some locally heavy rain. I think it's going to be very isolated. If there is any excessive rainfall and flash flooding, I think it would be very isolated. But still can't be completely ruled out. And again, that's the best chances across the north and northeast. And no chance for that on Friday. It just looks more like typical, maybe isolated showers and storms during the afternoon and evening. And you know, especially even though the rainfall amounts don't look particularly heavy on Thursday, just with how much rain we've had recently, and rivers and streams are still elevated. Uh, you know, from the rain, all the rainfall that we had earlier this month, that's likely playing a role in the Weather Prediction Center issuing this marginal risk for Thursday as well. The storm potential, again, can't rule out maybe a shower or storm across the north on Tuesday and Wednesday, but I really think it'll be very isolated at best if anything does occur. And there's really no chance for severe storms for the next several days. And even through the weekend, can't rule it out completely, but confidence is not high enough at this time to have any kind of severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center or anything like that. The graphical hazardous weather outlook. Oh, I just see Christine's comment. This isn't Nick, this is Jimmy Danko. Different forecaster. Yeah, Nick sometimes does the briefings, but yeah, this is a different forecaster doing it. Sometimes we rotate around. It's not always one person doing it. Yeah, so anyway, the experimental graphical hazardous weather outlook has just limited threat for some lightning from Thursday through the weekend. And again, that's small risk for excessive rain on Thursday. And the biggest threat of all is going to be this excessive heat, which starts to build in tomorrow as that upper ridge starts to strengthen and approach us. But then by Wednesday and Thursday, it looks even stronger, a higher risk level, elevated to significant, and remaining elevated through Saturday. And actually, we have a major heat risk. This heat risk that is experimental, but is something that we're pushing more of, is showing moderate to major across the area on Wednesday and Thursday, mostly major. So you can see what this generally means is that it affects anyone without effective cooling and adequate hydration, and it could really be dangerous if proper precautions are not taken. So so please, just on these days, especially if you have to be outside during the heat of the day, just really try to stay hydrated, go in the shade as much as you can, and check in on friends and neighbors, especially children and the elderly, and don't forget about your pets as well. Fortunately, we are not expecting any tropical cyclone formation for the next 7 days. So we are heading into the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season fairly soon, within the next couple of weeks, but at least for the next week, it's looking pretty quiet. And then a quick drought update. This was released on Thursday from the, this graphic was produced from the North Carolina State Climate Office. And not a whole lot of change from the previous week, just some abnormally dry conditions across parts of the far western parts of North Carolina, nothing in central North Carolina. Still have some pretty high soil moistures from Debbie and all the rain we got earlier this month and in July. Looking at the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, not really a strong signal either way for temperatures. And just for reference, normal highs during that time are in the mostly mid 80s and normal lows in the mid to upper 60s. And the precipitation, though, is looking like there's better chances of it being wetter than normal. So just to summarize, high pressure shifting offshore will bring dry conditions and increasing temperatures to central North Carolina today and tomorrow. And then an approaching cold front will bring a chance for isolated to scattered showers and storms from Thursday through the weekend. And we do have a level 1 or marginal threat for excessive rain on Thursday, as an upper disturbance maybe enhances some of that rainfall. And the other threat will be the heat and humidity. That will be the biggest concern on Wednesday and Thursday, with heat indices in the upper 90s to around 105 certainly possible on those days. And then even after that, it's still, temperatures will still be above average. Highs probably more like low to mid 90s. But the cold front approaching from the Midwest probably isn't going to get here until early next week. So until that comes through, we're still going to be warmer than normal. All right, that concludes the weekly briefing. Does anyone have any questions?